Hey guys, so before I leave San Diego, I wanted to show you a couple of cool little spots that I found. Now, I wouldn't recommend these necessarily for the first time visitor to San Diego. They're not must-see spots. But if you've been there a few times, or if you're there for an extended period of time, these are definitely places you could seek out. They're a little off the beaten path and maybe a little weird, but that's kind of what I enjoy. So come on, let's take a look. So first I want to show you a cool little suspension bridge. It's in the middle of a residential neighborhood in San Diego called Bankers Hill, and it was put in 1912. And I believe it was just put there to connect two little parts of the neighborhood that were divided by this pretty large canyon. And the people on the one side needed to be able to get to the other side to get on the streetcar. And so they built it. It's called Spruce Street Suspension Bridge. So the bridge is actually quite long. It's 375 feet, and I wasn't expecting it to move as much as it did. So if you were the only person walking on it, the bridge sways quite a bit and it feels a little creepy. But then when two teenage boys get on the other side and intentionally start making the bridge move, it kind of feels like an earthquake is happening, and you kind of feel like you might plummet down into the canyon and die, or at least break your arms. So enter at your own risk, but it is a unique, interesting little thing. And so on to the second spot. I recommend just taking a walk from the first spot, from the suspension bridge. It's only about, maybe 30 minutes, and it is a little bit hilly, but it's a great little walk through a pretty area of San Diego, mostly just residential. And the second spot is Harpers Topiary Garden. It's just somebody's front yard, but it's a very steep, terraced front yard, and it's full of really magical topiaries. Everything from chickens to whales. It's really cool, and there's tons of them. And you can just walk right up and take a look. It's on just a residential street. They don't allow you to walk in the garden because they're kind of fragile and they don't want you to damage stuff, but it's jam-packed full of really cool topiaries. Take a look. So some of the figures that are in this cool little garden are pyramids, dinosaurs, a surfer, a Buddha, an entire menagerie of animals, including a whale and an entire herd of elephants, and a figure of the gardener who helps the homeowner maintain the artwork. So a cool little fact is that most topiaries are greenery grown around metal or wire cages. This garden is not. They were all mature bushes that the homeowner decided to shape into these creatures. And so they're solid masses of greenery, which is pretty cool. So finally, I'd like to show you my favorite neighborhood in San Diego. It's called South Park, and it's just a tiny neighborhood, mostly residential, with really beautiful homes. But they have some great restaurants. They have vegan restaurants, Italian restaurants, some really good Mexican restaurants. They have some really cool shops too. Little boutiques, clothing, and a really cool record store. They have really great coffee shops, little cafes, and also close by is a really nice dog park. It's called Grape Street Dog Park, and it has views of the skyline of downtown San Diego, so check that out. So this little trip to San Diego has been a blast, and I appreciate you all watching my videos of my little side trip. But it is time to leave, which is a little sad. But I am headed back to Ehrenberg, Arizona to meet back up with my friends, and I'm very excited about that. So I will see you there.